It's time for Gardening Inside Out, a live show offering you plant advice for any space in your life. Introducing your perennial hosts, David Bates and Josh Carey.
Hey, and welcome in, everybody. It's Saturday morning, and it's time for Gardening Inside Out, a Saturday morning tradition that has been coming to you since the first Saturday in February of 1998. It's a pop of color inside the Green Room Studios here today.
Yeah,
The Great White Plague is among us out in the woods and the byways, but it is also David Bates' birthday celebration edition of Gardening Inside Out. Happy 70th birthday, young man.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. It's hard for me to believe that when we first began vacationing together with Norm Daniels, all officially known as Jerry Norman, but Norm, we did a little thing called Weekend Lifestyles.
Yes, we did.
And I was in my 30s. I guess you were barely in your 30s.
98, yeah, I was still there.
Close.
Yep.
Anyway, that's how Josh and I met, was through that endeavor, and then that evolved into what later became the At-Home Show, which now has become Gardening Inside Out.
Yes.
So, it's nice to still be having birthdays. I'm
Yes, it is.
really grateful for that.
Beats the other alternative.
Yeah, I never understand people who dread birthdays. They go, I dread not having them. I mean, I'm not sure that dread is even correct in that context. That as it may, it was a really great birthday celebration yesterday. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Got to spend time with a bunch of friends. We had lunch at a restaurant, and it was wonderful. So you know what? But I'm moving on. I'm well into 70 now.
Can you say septuagenarian in 40 dialects yet?
No.
That's your goal for next year. Okay.
Well, we'll see how that works out.
All right.
Look at the honesty
so
there.
We're gonna go with the weather now.
Okay.
Let me get myself up to speed here so that I have the proper information on the screen. And there it is. Today is the 7th of January, and
no, it's not.
It's of March.
Okay.
As I said, get up to speed.
All right.
And we're going to have some thunderstorms this afternoon. Now, they are not going to occur. There will be no rain likely before 1 p.m., but we will experience some, perhaps more substantial by 4 p.m. So what that means is this morning will be a great time to get out and do all the things out and about. It'll be less wonderful in the afternoon. So that doesn't mean there are no opportunities. You know, the procurement, given the way our facility's laid out, much of it is undercover, so you can shop even if it's raining. Bring an umbrella or a rain jacket if you wish. But we will be here throughout the day as tomorrow. We'll talk more about that later. Tomorrow is Sunday, 69. Clouds in the morning, afternoon sun, right on time for our noon opening, our first Sunday of springtime hours. It's not officially spring, but we do take a moment to remember to spring forward. So you do get to lose that hour's sleep tonight. Sorry, folks.
You got to get up.
It is, and if I had my way about it, we would pick a time and stay with it year round. But
yeah,
don't ask me, and that's the way that rolls. On Monday, 76, 63, partly cloudy conditions. Tuesday, there's a few showers in the early morning. It'll be cloudy throughout the rest of the day as we roll into Wednesday, which would be 77, 42. Afternoon thunderstorms, likely intense. 8, almost 9/10 of an inch of rain is currently forecasted, and those will be hitting late in the day. So just everyone be mindful of that. Then it clears out by Thursday morning, considerably cooler for it just a bit. 54, 38, and mostly sunny on Thursday. Friday, 67, 49, and partly cloudy, which means more sun, mostly sunny or partly cloudy. And then a week from today, 72, 52. So we'll quickly rebound right back into these temperatures we've come to expect over the last couple of weeks, which has been
Glorious.
nice. From a horticultural standpoint, it's it's a little scary because
early.
that doesn't mean it can't last.
Uh-huh.
Statistically, experience has proven that it won't last, and I think that's a good segue for bringing in our cast members today.
Mhm.
Adam Chapman, Austin Lowen, welcome in, guys. Caroline has got the day off. Now, when you have your wisdom teeth removed, does it make you more intelligent or less
Oh,
intelligent?
she will have no wisdom next week.
That's my that was my understanding.
Because it was all four of them, too, from what
Yeah.
I think it has more to do with the level of pain medication that's administered than it does anything else. But
Could
welcome
be.
in,
Buddy.
guys. Glad to have you
Morning,
here this
sir.
morning. Also, need to remember that Tyler Blankenship is across the way. Tyler,
Yes,
good to
indeed.
see you. Thank you for
Good morning.
getting us all on the air today.
Absolutely. And I'll also be calling out some questions as I see the chat
Mhm.
going off. Lots of happy birthdays to you, David. And we've got a happy spring forward tonight from Jane Ann Gibbs. That's right. Sam Boyette, good to see you out there on YouTube. We're happy to be here this morning.
Hey, Sam. I'm sure your garden's looking lovely.
I bet.
Oh, he's got such a nice garden. Seriously.
He's
I'm
been
sure
teasing us
excited.
with photos. We're hoping to get some photos in from Sam about all of his plants.
I wonder if any of his Japanese maples are leafing a little bit. I got a feeling they
A little
might be.
pushy, a little
Just
bit.
a little pushy.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah,
pushy. He's got a lot.
They're pushing here.
Definitely
And,
here.
Yeah.
I've got one at
So-
the house, and the buds are certainly swelling. I haven't seen any crack yet, but they are swelling. So
Yeah.
Sam's in the city, a little bit warmer. So his
Yep.
might be moving.
Yep.
Y'all, everything's
Getting
moving.
close.
Uh-huh. It's just
Got to be getting close.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well, we got a bunch of questions in. I'm just letting you know the chatter is hot. People are excited.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like similar to what's going on this whole week. There's
Yep.
been chatter. There's been people. I
Yep.
mean, I know we talked about a little buzz the past couple weeks, but no, this week was the buzz.
Yeah.
Like the trucks are rolling, plants are coming, and people are coming. We getting
Yep.
to see so many more people. I talked to people all day yesterday. It was such a beautiful day. I got sun. I mean, it was great.
It's true. Well, we did get blinded a bit by everybody's white shins and
Yes.
calves.
Shall pass.
We
When
call
they-
it chicken skin
Yes,
around the
yes.
lumber yard.
This time of year, yep, everybody has to deal with that.
Yep.
Y'all just get ready to see my white legs. But they got a little red yesterday, so we're working
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah, we're working on it.
But the shorts are out.
I've been working on it since January. About
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
Tyler.
Ice storm.
Yeah.
You'll wear shorts in like
Well,
50.
yeah.
Tyler and I kind of roll the same way. We're all about shorts just as much as possible. Tyler more so than me, but it has to be into the 20s before he'll even consider.
Some
Wearing-
some pantaloons.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, man. I should be on Venice Beach or something. I don't know what I'm doing here.
And for me, generally, as long as my upper body is warm, my legs really don't get cold. So, that's the way that is. But anyway, welcome in to everyone. We're
Yes.
glad to have you here today and a part of Gardening Inside Out. So let's get on with it, guys. Is there anything else, Adam and Austin, you guys want to talk about before we roll into it? I know you already mentioned the fact that the trucks are almost.
Well,
conveyor
I will
set.
say that I had my first an older gentleman rolled in at the end of the day Thursday, and he said, "Where are your tomato plants?" And
There it is.
I said,
It's
"Well,
officially
sir,
spring,
it's
yeah.
a little early. We don't have any yet."
Yeah.
Well, when are you going to get them? Probably a couple weeks
And
at this
it's not
point.
that we couldn't have them. We could have them, and probably Judy will bring some in next week, a small amount.
Right.
And
The sacrificial ones.
Yeah,
Potentially.
that is what those are.
Yes.
And for people who just simply must have them and need to replant, well, they'll be available. But we try to do what we can to protect you from yourself. we are professional horticulturalists
Mhm.
and gardeners, and we understand all the nuances of that, perhaps better than you do yourself, or perhaps those who don't do horticulture full time can understand it. They just want to make a sale.
You're
And-
saying Daddy doesn't give you what you want. Daddy gives you what you need around here. Is that the
A little bit.
we
Uh-huh.
we just don't. There's no need in
No.
having to give this dissertation about here's what's likely going to happen, and here's what you're going to need to do when that happens. And until the ground temperatures warm up enough, you don't gain anything by
No.
getting them in the ground. Now we've made some progress in that direction, but that said,
Mhm.
it'll all be here. It just we really understand well that what the timeline should look like and what you need to do to be within it and give yourself the best results, hopefully the first time, and not have to do multiple replantings, because this time of year does crazy things to people in the gardening world.
It does.
They must do it, and we're here to support you in that, but we don't want you to feel like
Well,
that.
He walking
It's
by.
called spring fever
Yes,
for a reason.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly right.
Sam
And,
said his maple buds are bursting, Austin.
Yeah,
I'll
Sam.
bet they're
I knew it.
popping.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Get
So
some
yeah.
pics
without
of that,
further
buddy.
ado, why don't we get on with it? What do you
Get
say,
on
guys?
with it.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with a live question from Jane Ann Gibbs.
Jane.
Good morning,
Morning.
Jane. I
morning,
found
Jane.
dead bagworm sacks recently on a neighbor's Japanese maple. Should one check them at Father's Day time? And if finding bagworms, what is your recommended treatment?
What that suggests is that nearby there is a large conifer of some sort that was
Almost,
heavily
yeah.
infested, because they're not attracted to Japanese maples, but they will get on anything that just happens to be nearby once
Brick
it gets
walls, mailboxes.
anything. So, it only suggests that there was a problem nearby that that first needs to be dealt with.
Yep.
And now there's little eggs in there. The nymphs will crawl out later on. Austin, Adam, why don't you guys provide a timeline for what people need to be thinking about with regard to the future of these bagworm issues that will exist?
Yeah, well, like as you were saying, the eggs are there, but mostly protected at this point. So you want to wait till they hatch, which is usually around Father's Day, but actually could be earlier, especially with weather like we're having now. So I would say you would want to treat whatever. First of all, you're going to need to look further, range further outward, find the evergreen that they're mostly on, and spray it and any other evergreens that are nearby with neem oil or anything that's
listed
listed for bagworms. You want to do that. This year you may want to do it like mid-May or maybe around Mother's Day, even, just because they're gonna. It's been so warm,
Physically remove as many of them as you can find. 'cause
Sure,
you're gonna
sure, do
miss
that as well.
40% of them. But the spray that's got the little bagworm on the label.
They're really easy to control at the right time.
Right.
And when those little nymphs come crawling out of there, they have no resistance to even the mildest chemicals, probably even insecticidal soap.
Right.
that
Could get them. Yeah.
stage. But the point is, it's a timing issue. You got to be watching for them, and whether it's the third week in May or the second week in June or something in between there, the nature
Or
of the
both.
chemicals are that they're very benign. They do not kill on both ends. They only kill what you're spraying at. They're not toxic.
Mhm.
You can safely spray them, even if you have to spray multiple times to make sure you get coverage. So it's a good thought, and that's what responsible gardening is all about, to be thinking ahead of the equation, because it is inevitable. They're going to be coming out of there.
And they will devastate that conifer.
And she said righto about the nearby conifer. Spot on.
Well, that was not a guess.
That's where they're at.
Those are facts based on our experience, and I've seen it many times.
All right, and moving on. Is it time to prune boxwoods? Thanks for all the great information y'all provide.
Go Austin.
Boxwoods. We usually talk about pruning boxwoods around mid-February, okay? But boxwoods have not flushed yet. They're getting ready to. In the city, you might already see some of yours starting to push a little bit. So we should have probably already had that done. But if yours are still sitting dormant, so they just have their leaves from last year, we can go in and shape those boxwoods. So let's get them back round if you want. Get them back square if you want, or rectangle if you're, forming a hedge. Whatever you need to do to get them back in check, let's go ahead and get that done because they are flushing very soon, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And if you cut now, like you might delay that flush by a week or two, but that's okay. They're still going to come out. And they're going to be beautiful before you know it. I was looking at mine yesterday, and the buds are you have to really get into a boxwood to see the buds.
See 'em, yeah.
But whenever you see
inside
them,
the box to find out.
pretty much, you got to open the box.
Yes.
That's right, Josh. What's in the
exactly.
box?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you
And
get
it's
in there and you
so-
see them.
It's so important to get your trimming ahead of that push.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can perfect boxwoods if you prune them right now. I mean, perfect them.
Yes.
Get them sheared like you want them, and then when that first flush pushes, and would you not say, guys, that's probably 60% of the growth for
At
the
least, yeah, I would say.
And so when that comes out, the breaks that form behind that push are going to be just perfection. And it could be and like you already mentioned, Austin, it could be a pyramidal topiary. It doesn't really matter the form. You're going to get this opportunity to get them absolutely perfect, but it won't happen unless you do it right now.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's right.
It's also a good time to fertilize them too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Plant tone, cottonseed meal,
Yeah.
something like that.
It's a
Yep.
good time, really. I mean, for most things.
Yeah,
that,
to
you
go
know,
ahead and fertilize.
yeah, things are actively starting to grow and push, or at least think about it. And now's when they're going to actively use that fertilizer. And that's what we want. You don't want to just drop your money on the ground and watch it run away. The plants are actually going to use it this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And another timely question. Is it too late to spray fruit trees?
I would say, well, I'll say this from personal experience. We've got an apricot that's in full bloom right now, and yes, I do not want to spray it right now because I want the blooms to be pollinated.
Yes.
So you've kind of, if it's in bloom, you've missed the opportunity to put any dormant oil or anything on it because you don't want to affect any pollinators. Once the fruit is set, however, then you can go back to a spraying regimen, usually copper fungicide or
Rotate them.
yeah. So
Yeah. Insecticides with fungicides can be mixed, but like Adam
Right.
just said, y'all, your almost all fruit trees minus apples. Apples haven't started pushing
Yeah.
blooms yet, but the pears, the plums, the peaches. I saw my
Cherries.
first peach today. Cherries,
Yep.
they're all in bloom, y'all. We
All
do
the
not
prunes,
want to affect those
peanuts,
bees. The bees are doing the work for us.
There
Okay,
you go.
and it's warm enough for the bees to be out already,
mhm.
so they're going to be doing work. So Adam just nailed it. Do not spray those plants that are actively blooming.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Period.
Don't do it.
All right. So this is going to lead into a certain thing we'll talk about here in a moment. What is the best way to amend our clay soil and make it more workable?
Adam Chapman, soil man.
Well, you could
You're a
add.
dirty guy. All right.
I mean, yeah. There's all kinds of things you could do, but we happen to have a wonderful line of soils, Earth Mix garden products. Personally, I like our landscape blend if I'm just using it as a general purpose for trees and shrubs. If you are amending your raised bed for your garden, like I do, I use our supernatural compost.
Right.
So either one of those is great. You can top dress with them. You can mix them in. And they will, with all of that good organic matter and all of those good amendments, they will help to improve any soil.
There's
Really,
actually a pine fines in the
correct.
yes. So
Correct.
P
Yep.
fines was the old way. The old everybody mixed pine fines
Right.
with everything, regardless of what was going on.
Some people still
And
just
it-
call
yeah.
pine fine soil conditioner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's not that pine fines are not beneficial. They are, and what they do is that and we'll just roll right into this
Earth mix.
little
Okay.
spot about Earth Mix garden products. P Fines is the name of the product that we sell by the bag, and it can be bought in bulk or other forms as well. But what that is, in addition to being the tried and true, long time definitive soil conditioner, and it has many good properties. It does break down and it does somewhat go away over the course of time. And it's really non-nutritive. It doesn't add any kind of nutrition to the soil. It doesn't provide a lot of long-term structure. So because of that, it's a very important input into other products of the Earth Mix line. Matter of fact, there are a few products that it's not in. And because of that, it does a really good job of providing some structure, creating pore space for the other products, such as Supernatural, such as Landscape, which is a widely used product this time of year. And it should be for everyone who's just doing general landscape planting. Hard to beat. Earth Mix Garden, the original product that we developed many years ago and continue to refine. All of these are products that have pine fines in them, but each of the products other than the P Fines product all have that in addition to many other inputs that we have carefully selected and refined over the years. And it's not just the inputs that are a part of the process, it's the methodologies that we use with respect to how the material is processed. And I think in addition to the painstaking process we take to replicate our formulas exactly the same each time, it's the attention to detail, like processing of these materials after the fact. So when you buy Earth Mix Garden, regardless of whether you buy that in a bulk or in a super sack or in a bag, it's exactly the same product every single time. And what you get is predictable results that reliably can be repeated no matter when you purchase a product or what size that you purchase it in. So quality is the operative word in Earth Mix Garden Center, along with consistency. And when you consistently do the same thing and you're getting really good results, that tells you you're on the right path. So for all the folks that are that we are really fortunate to have in the Earth Mix network of resellers, you can find those over at findearthmix.net. Go to earthmix.net and then click on the Find Earth Mix tab. And once you're there, all the pins of all the resellers across, and these are all horticultural experts, because mainly people who are not horticultural experts don't understand the difference that Earth Mix make. They really cannot they're just to sell you something. We're here, as Earth Mix Garden Products, we're here to help you have success in your gardening efforts. And that begins when you plant it. If you're thinking about buying trees, shrubs, flowers, perennials, whatever, from any one of these fine locations around Tennessee, Kentucky, northern Alabama, even out in Crested Butte, Colorado, you're buying from someone who understands horticulture at a level that's beyond just, let me give you something to plant with. What this provides is the very best consistent results that give you predictable quality, because as we all know, nothing is getting cheaper, and plants are not the exception to that. So if you're going to invest your hard-earned dollars into quality plants, it only makes sense to use the best soil that's available, and that, of course, is Earth Mix Garden Products. And so check it out at all these fine retailers around, and just remember this: success in gardening begins at the ground level. That's where your chance for best results are obtainable. It removes luck from the equation. If you're relying on luck, that's probably the problem. We do understand what it takes to make plants grow, and we give you the products to be able to do that. So at this point, Josh, what is it that you like to tell us about Earth Mix?
Well,
Personality.
David, it's a couple of things. I wanted to remind everybody that the Earth Mix Garden line, they use the best inputs, so you get the best output. And it takes 4 things for a happy garden and landscaping:
Okay.
water, sunshine, plants, and Earth Mix.
It's magical how that happens.
It is magic.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
And I
And here.
muted myself. That's amazing too.
The Hort Report, you know it's all in his head.
Tyler, wrong button. We switched it.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I forgot to switch it over. Okay. What's in bloom with Austin?
There it is. Okay.
How about
y'all.
that one?
That one's great.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. This week, I know all of y'all are
That's
seeing the
pretty
color.
Spectacular.
Yeah. I know all of y'all are seeing the color this week, so I was like, you know what? Let's go back to what's in bloom. We're going to keep the Hort Report going. We're going to switch it up kind of week to week. We'll just see how we're feeling that week. All right,
Yeah.
but this week I'm feeling flowery.
And the
So,
camera has
Yep, there's
small
okay.
negative.
There we go. We're doing great. All right. Hey, your daffodils have
Back
been
on
going
track.
crazy over the past couple weeks. All right. Even some of them are almost done. They've been blooming so long, but most of them still super cheery, yellow in the fields, looking fantastic. Hellebore, Josh, your highway to
Hey,
Hellebore.
baby.
I'm sure it's beautiful right now. You can't beat those with that evergreen foliage. They're fantastic. I saw my very first creeping phlox yesterday. Not a lot of it yet, but I did see some pink in that little ground cover front border plant. They're going to be great for the next probably month. They bloom for a very long time, all right? Let's talk about a couple weeds that are going off right now. Y'all have been noticing all that purple in them old fields, in the cornfields, the bean fields, all that purple that see across?
Yeah,
Okay,
buddy.
that's called lamium. That's your dead nettle. That's a cool season weed that blooms very early, and it's kind of a weed, but in those fields, it looks real pretty right now. And then your dandelions. Of course, they're blooming yellow. Saw them this morning.
Yeah, buddy.
Yellow's very cheery, though. I got to give you that. All right. Caroline sent in a picture this morning. I'm sure we'll get it up soon. It's pulmonaria. That's a cool little shade-loving plant that blooms very, very early with blue and pink blooms. There it is. Tyler, thank you for that. And speckled foliage. Caroline, I hope your mouth is feeling okay after your quadruple tooth
Yes.
surgery.
Extraction.
Oh, extraction. There's the
Yeah.
word. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Caroline, hope you're feeling okay this morning. I know that probably didn't feel good. Anyway, you also have dianthus in your yard, and I'm pretty sure it's blooming. Hey, dianthus is another little carpet of a plant that really just blooms the top of its foliage, and it's pretty easy to grow. Let's go to shrubs. Your forsythia. We brought some in the room today. I know y'all are seeing the forsythia, that yellow, that cheery. Gotta love that. And they're beautiful this year. Right next to them, we got quince. Not quite as full bloom as forsythia, but getting there. Quince is a big old gnarly round shrub for the most part, and it's really nice. We have some in the lot, y'all blooming right now. Next, we've got Edgeworthia. I don't even know if y'all know what Edgeworthia is. We brought some in the room for y'all to see. It's behind the or under the TV. Adam will tell you about it here in a little while, but it is smelling up this room in a good way. It smells like a florist shop in here right now. It's beautiful. Paper bush is a common name if you want that. It also blooms before it leaves, which is what we love, and they're in full show right now. Your cherries, okay? Specifically, Okami cherry. O-K-A-M-E. Okami. We have some on the lot right now. Y'all can see them in full show.
Popping.
The pink blooms you're
Popping.
seeing around with small pink blooms, but loaded, that's going to be your Okami cherry. They're looking
I'm gonna
great.
give a shout out to Jerry Blankenship from the greater McMinnville area, the president of the SOB Society. And Josh, you know what I'm talking about, obviously.
They
but
save
he
our
sent me a
Bradfords.
photo this week, and I meant to send it to you. He asked me to, of a field of Okami cherries, and they were fabulous. There was not
Wow.
a Bradford in sight.
That's right.
We
Just
defeated
saying.
that movement years ago.
Yep.
He was the head SOB.
So I guess since y'all were speaking of it, let's go ahead and go there. Your
Don't
Bradford
do it.
Bears. I'm doing it,
Don't-
Josh. You got to.
don't do it.
We can't forget that they exist. I mean, I
Okay.
wish they didn't, but they do, and they are in full show right
Hold on.
now.
Can you say that again, Austin?
What? Bradford pear. Oh,
Thank you very
okay.
much.
Yeah.
We-
All right.
Thank you.
But okay, let's move on to a better pear. Your fruiting pears. Let's
Yes.
go to those. Okay, I even saw some of those blooming. They're a little bit later than Bradford. Bradfords are full show. Your regular fruiting pears a little bit later, but they're starting to throw some blooms. Hopefully, we have a good fruiting year. And then the plums. When it comes to fruit trees, your plums are usually always first, and they're loaded up. I mean, they load those
Pretty
stems.
this
I mean,
year.
they are all down it, looking great. Love a good plum whenever they're ripe. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I saw my first peach this morning. Cute little peach, not full show, about a quarter show, I would say, but the peaches are great. And then let's get to the showstoppers of the week. And usually these are not very good for us because they'll be in bloom and we get a frost. But our forecast is looking fantastic. So anybody that's got deciduous magnolias, hey, y'all, our lot is full of them. We brought them in the room today. We got the star magnolia that's going to bloom white. And then we got our saucer magnolias that are going to bloom. Typically that pinky purple, even white in there with cupped up blooms that kind of look like a tulip. People even call them tulip magnolias. They are going to have a fantastic year, I think, this year because I'm not seeing much frost in the forecast. Hopefully the rain doesn't come down too hard today to knock off some of those petals.
Yeah.
Adam Chapman had to get into his office earlier and he hit this little star magnolia. You should have seen the blooms were just dropping off. So rain does kind of make the petals drop a little bit if we're not careful, but I don't think it's going to affect them all that bad. Y'all get ready for a great magnolia year. And then before I move on, I got to give a shout out to my dad. It is your birthday. David, happy birthday to you yesterday.
Nice.
My father turned 74 today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're listening, and I hope you have a great birthday today. You know, when it comes to work, my dad taught me how to do it, okay? I was with him, me and my little brother. Anytime we had to work, we were with Dad doing it, and he taught me so much that I know now, and I appreciate that because I use it every single day. So shout out, Dad. Love you. Happy birthday. Thank you all for that.
Absolutely.
He did teach you well, and
Yes.
and what you can infer from that is that his birthday and my birthday, that I'm old enough to be Austin's father.
Yeah.
Mine's next week.
Anyway, and to clarify, Jerry being the head SOB, that's the
Save our Bradfords.
That's
Yes.
what that stands for. In case you're,
It was the
Yeah.
counter movement
I
to
gotcha.
the Bradford
Gotcha.
Pear Eradication Society. See,
so there's that.
There you go. Y'all enjoy those blooms this week.
yeah.
Tyler, let's
They
get some more
smell
questions.
so good.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
we got questions.
Oh boy.
Let's back it up and go back through the chat. We're gonna come over here to Kim
Hey, Kim.
with a hydrangea question. I have a climbing hydrangea growing up the corner of my pergola. It is so wild, growing in every direction. How best can I trim and train it to grow up?
Just start trimming.
Talk to it.
That's
Oh,
exactly
Yeah,
right.
Here.
once those things get established and they're actually really growing, it's really hard to do anything to them to make them not grow.
Yeah, exactly. They cling on to trees. They'll cling on to a wall.
Wow.
Any other wild hairs that are going in any direction you don't like Adam just said, start trimming. I mean, you're not going to hurt it. Like, you're really not. So
You
just-
may lose a few blooms here and there, maybe, but
Yeah. But
Incidental.
it's worth it to get
they-
that thing back in check.
Are they really hardy here?
I just kind of depends. I've had I've heard people of having good luck, some people having not so good
Okay.
luck. It just kind of depends on where they're planted.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that they're generally growing machines pretty well when it comes to leaves and foliage and stems, but they're not a consistent bloomer, I think is
Right.
what I've noticed
Right.
people saying. Like, it's
Right.
not an every year thing that they bloom. And I don't have a great reason to tell you why that is. I mean,
I
I
don't
think
either.
it's just,
They get moody.
they get moody.
They
That's
get
right, Josh.
moody.
Hopefully this year will be a good one for you, though.
Mhm.
All right.
Nice. Okay, moving on. We got a trumpet creeper. Let's talk about vining things. Can you describe how trumpet creeper spreads up versus out? How much does it spread?
A lot. And where
Yes.
Yes.
and
Yes.
another, I'll
Sideways,
just tell you
downways,
how
upways.
tough it is. It will grow. It's one of the only things I know of that will grow on telephone poles.
Yep.
Yeah.
Things that have been treated to not have anything grow on them,
Mhm.
and they'll grow up them.
Yep.
So they'll grow out and up just about as far as you can imagine.
Yeah. It's
How
kind of
about
how you want to train it if you want to decide to train
Yep.
it. If you want to go that way or up ways,
Yep.
Adam said,
Don't
doesn't
let
matter
it get
much.
away from you.
Yeah, I mean
Yes.
it'll run across the ground, I guess, if you never really trellised it or if
Yeah.
it didn't have anything to run up until it hits something to run up and then
And
it's
then
up.
it'll go. Yep.
Yeah,
And around and around and
Uh-huh.
around. And
it's a good plant. It's a vigorous.
Yeah, whatever structure you create needs to be pretty robust
Yeah.
too, because they're
Hummingbirds
kind of
love
like
it.
wisteria that way. They'll destroy a weak structure.
They get woody.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hummingbirds absolutely love it.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yes. We
Okay.
can't wait to herald their return later this year. What was the name of the soil mix you advertised? Let's quickly give the name.
Earth Mix.
Earth
Mix
Mix.
Garden Products. That's
Yes.
earthmix.net. You can find that there.
And we were
Okay.
talking a lot about pine vines, pea vines.
That's
today
right.
as well.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, a crucial component.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
It is not a soil mix. It's an
It's a
amendment.
condition.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And Joyce Hooks with some comments. The redbuds
There's
in my
Joyce.
subdivision, hello Joyce, started blooming this week.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. You'll
Cheech and
notice,
Chong
Mine
popped
or
a
not.
little
right?
bit
You'll
yesterday.
notice that any urban area, things are going to bloom like a week ahead or 10 days ahead of a
Absolutely.
rural area.
And she also said, my Shasta viburnum and summer snowflake viburnum have leafed out, and I think I'm going to have more blooms than ever.
Awesome.
Hey, good job,
Awesome.
Joyce. I love that Shasta. I don't. Caroline grows the Shasta at her house, I think too. No, she's got popcorn. I've got Shasta. I forgot about that. Mine started to leaf a little
Well,
bit too.
popcorn is a variety.
It
of
is.
Shasta,
It
yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Those are.
it's Monrovia's version.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They're pretty much indestructible too.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They're so easy. I got a viburnum. It's a double file viburnum, Joyce, but it's right up underneath a walnut tree. Y'all know walnut tree, black walnuts. They produce juglone. A lot of plants
And they'll
don't like
grow
that.
under it, yeah.
That's-
Now, David,
just fine.
David, correct me if I'm wrong, but when I first started working here, did we not have some Shastas growing on the fence that was like on the edge of the bee lot up there? In that,
I think so.
I think we did. They were huge. I think.
Yeah.
As my buddy Dan Knetzer would say, I've slept since then. So
Yeah.
Once a
I'm
while.
not. I don't have that nuanced recollection of that, but that doesn't mean that it's not the case. So I would trust your memory more than mine.
Pretty sure we did. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna be a good viburnum year. I know. Probably
Yeah.
next week, if I'm talking about what's in bloom, the
Yeah.
old Chinese and Eastern snowballs
Oh,
will be
yeah,
popping,
they'll-
baby.
they will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine are budded up. They looking good. So
Yep.
good job, Joyce. Good to hear from you.
Yep.
All right, pivoting back to speaking of shrubs, but back to boxwood. How to help ice damage boxwoods?
Well, pruning for one will help, and you may have to do some pruning that you maybe think is too much.
Yeah.
But it is not. It whatever you need to do to get it back to some semblance of a shape that you feel like when it flushes, maybe a couple of times,
Yeah.
it'll look, like it used to.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not too laid open in the
Right.
middle because that's really annoying. You
Yeah.
literally might have to like tie it up lower
Right.
on the foliage to get it back tight and then do some pruning maybe. But yeah,
Leave the
some
string if
boxwoods
you
just
do.
don't have as sturdy as stems as others, and you can tell which ones those are whenever we get ice, which is pretty rare for us to get ice, but we all got to see that this year and what ice can really do to our plants. I've seen a lot of evergreens, especially emerald green arbs, that are,
One
laid.
lead. One arm laid
I will
out.
say my green giants, and they're huge. They're 40 foot tall.
Wow.
Yeah.
They looked sad, or they were drooping, but
Pop
right
off.
now
Stood back
I
up.
would never be able to tell.
Yeah.
Yep,
So-
yep.
That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah, and for those who heard the episode that preceded the ice storm that we knew was coming, we encourage you to get out there and tie your boxwoods up tight
First.
forward.
Yeah.
And what that does, it just gives strength to the stems and makes it make a layer of ice over. We had a couple people who did report back to us that they had no damage.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the other side to it is if you did not do that, you got a lot of splaying of the top of the limbs. They are a broadleaf evergreen. So that means you can cut them back quite severely and they'll still flush back out, unlike a conifer. If you have white pines that got devastated, well, that's just what you've got. But with a boxwood, they are recoverable. And as Adam's already said, you may need to trim it a little more severe, if not quite a bit more severe than you normally would. Austin's point also is maybe cheat a little bit,
Yeah.
tie some nylon twine or something on the interior stems down low to pull it back up a bit before you trim. These are all tricks that we have learned over the years with boxwoods, and there are many.
Fishing line works good and it hides.
Yeah. Yeah, and once you get beyond the initial flush, then you may still have some holes that exist. This is when it's good practice to find a nearby limb that you can pull over into that hole. And once that new growth has hardened off on the second trim that's going to help shape it, you'll pull that limb over into that void and then shear it again, and then it'll fill in pretty well. So there's a lot of little tricks with pretty nuanced with boxwoods that we've learned over the years just because, well, we've gotten to do it a while.
That's
And chiming in on the pruning discussion, I have a young dogwood that was damaged by falling limbs, I assume. Only one branch was knocked off the dogwood. Should I somehow protect the damaged area of the tree?
You can, but generally the tree is going to scar over on its own.
Yeah, tree pain.
The only thing
Makes you feel better. Go ahead. And,
I mean, the only thing you might do if the limb was broken at a spot that's farther up, then you can prune it back down to where it's
clean up the cut.
a clean cut. Yeah, that's really the only thing you can do.
Yeah, it's just it's just part of it. The limbs fall, y'all. I mean, limbs fall in the woods all the time. We ain't nobody out there healing up them trees.
No.
You gotta live. You know what I mean? And then if you need trees, hey, David, where do they go?
Hey,
I know where I go.
Come to Bates Nursery and Garden Center. Now, it's widely known that we have a selection of plants that are not available elsewhere. What you might not realize is the amount of information that we work diligently at providing. And Todd, if you can go back to the big screen for just a moment, I'll just talk briefly about the In the Garden with Bates Nursery newsletter. Now, I wrote this for 16 years. Last year, my daughter, Sarah Bates, took it over. She does a great job with it.
Excellent.
Yep.
And through that process, Sarah keeps you informed on what is timely to be thinking about on a week by week basis. It comes out at about 4:00 on Thursdays. So they kind of get you a lead in to the weekend, what your gardening thoughts should be. This week is no exception. She does talk about our change of hours that are reflected now. We're open from 9 to 4 p.m. Monday through Saturday, noon to 4 on Sundays. We always have talk about weather because weather affects everything we do. And she also goes down the list of all the cool season vegetables we have and all the other things you need to be thinking about right now. So, and she was also kind enough to give her papa shout
Her
out.
old man.
Yeah. So anyway, we're grateful for the opportunity to get to serve your horticultural needs here at Bates Nursery and Garden Center. And if you go back to the homepage, it gives you the ability to not only look at the newsletter, but all of the other things that are in there. Tell you what we've got on hand. Tell you all the information that's available. The many acres of plants that we indeed have here at Bates Nursery and how to get here. So we're here to help you. We're here to give you a selection of plants. There's my grandmother there who started this endeavor 94 years ago. So we're continue to be grateful for the start she gave us and help us understand our place in the Nashville metropolitan area. And that, of course, includes all over northern Alabama, even into we have folks that come from East Tennessee, from Missouri, from all over Kentucky, northern Georgia.
Yeah.
Because it's widely recognized that we have things that you won't find elsewhere, and not the least of which is that element of expertise. So when you come out here, bring photographs of your landscape with you, either on your smartphone or tablet, and that gives us insight into the area that you're working on. It helps ensure that you're going to get the right plants in the right place the first time. And to further ensure your success, we sell nothing but the finest, and that includes Earth Mix garden products. So if you're going to be planting, Earth Mix Landscape will likely be the recommendation. If you're in a quandary about, I'll get something later. I'm going to grab something. Don't do it. Put some shrubs back and get the amount of soil amendment in Earth Mix Landscape to plant whatever you're going to plant. Well, it's much better. And indeed, you can only do that when you plant. So don't allow yourself to be fooled. We're not upselling you. We're only upselling you with respect to the fact that we want your plants to be up to the challenge of growing the very best. And when you use Earth Mix garden products with the quality plants guided by the expertise we provide, your results are predictable and they will be good. So come see us. We're conveniently located 1 mile north of downtown Nashville, which is just minutes from Rivergate, I guess what used to be Rivergate, Opry Mills, Nashville West, downtown Nashville. and no matter where you're coming from, it is worth the drive from anywhere. Check out our website, BatesNursery.com. Our entire inventory is out there online, along with copious amounts of information and photographs. A shout out to both Rachel and Mary. Rachel, the better half, decidedly better half of the Chapman family.
Yep.
And,
Yep. Way better.
and they work diligently on making sure that information stays not only up to date, but in depth. So it's more than just colorful pictures, a lot more than that. So check it out at BatesNursery.com. Come see us. Beautifying Nashville since 1932. Bates Nursery and Garden Center.
Maybe Rivergate could become Rayon City.
Could be.
The
Maybe.
city
Joe
area of
Dubin.
it. Yeah, I'm
Joe
sure
Dubin.
it'll be used for productive use, but shopping in the mall setting
It's
has
going away.
gone
gone.
away. So anyway,
We got some great commentary out there
buddy, we
about
do.
the nursery. Really awesome horticulturalist from Indy. Drive down to We Love Bates.
Thanks,
Excellent.
Janet.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
There it
Darian
is.
says best rare conifer selection in Tennessee as well.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Yeah,
Serbian
that's what we try to do.
spruce,
Yeah.
Gotilli, weeping Alaskan cedar, and Thuya plicata lucky,
Lucky charm.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, and so this deserves a shout out to Julie Patterson,
Yes.
who is our
Yes.
green goddess, a procurer, and she. Well, we're so fortunate to have her because
Mhm.
she's the kind of plant purchaser that almost nobody has. She's been widely broadcast as being one of the top 5 in the nation, and she's a definite asset to Bates Nurseries, and we're appreciative every day of
Mhm.
how she carefully
Yep.
picks the stuff. All those trucks you heard Austin and Adam talking about coming in this week. She's the one who does all that. So when you see the stuff out there, maybe you get a chance to see Julie at some point. Just tell her thanks, because she does an extraordinary job.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
All right. Speaking of rarity, what is the rarest native plant you carry? And then after that, we'll get into the what's in room.
Wow.
The
Well, it's
rarest.
so rare we don't carry it.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's funny you asked that question because this past week we got probably the rarest selection of native perennials.
Yeah.
So we got a ton of 1 gallon perennials. We also got a ton of 3 gallon shrubs from a nursery out of New Jersey that only does natives. So we have on our picture or on our tags, our price tags that says Tennessee native on it, or just native, which means kind of native to our range or
Right.
our zone.
Okay.
But there's some stuff that I'd never even heard of before, y'all. Bridget is in our perennial department. She loves her grasses, but she's also awesome with natives. And if you have questions about it and you want something really rare, something you've never seen before, talk to Bridget, because she's the one that ordered a lot of that stuff, and she can tell you about a ton of things. There's some weird stuff in there.
Tennessee is so biodiverse, folks.
So-
it's
Well-
one of the hot spots
Yes.
on planet Earth.
Well,
So
you go from 6,000 feet to
Swamp.
Cumberland Plateau to hilly Middle Tennessee, and then the swamp of West Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can walk into the woods and within 50 steps probably see 50 different species
Yes.
of plant.
and
Like,
some of them
that's
have never
crazy.
been identified.
Oh,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
And
Bugs,
we
bees.
are the heart of the transition zone
Yep.
Yes,
between
sir.
north and south. So,
Yep.
if we have a range of things that do well here, that simply some places is too far north, other places is too far south.
Mm-hmm.
So, we really get or afforded the opportunity to use a lot of different things. And when you come out to see us, that's what you'll see.
Bridget's going to
Yep.
know if this is a better for a mountain plant or a swamp
Right.
plant or out in the.
Oh, yeah, she's
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
the one
we
to
make
talk
you
to.
gotta, that's the one you
we
got to
make-
talk to.
We may carry some mountain laurels. I don't know that we ever recommend them. We have people who want them. And if you have the right spot, they can do
Yes.
okay.
Triflora is probably not going to work right out in the middle of the front yard either, folks.
Yep.
We got some mountain laurel yesterday, actually.
Mhm.
Just a handful. Yeah, we usually try to keep a handful for the people that like to try. Speaking of the different kind of landscapes, I drove to Gatlinburg Actually, my wife drove, but I was just observing all the stuff. And as we started to get further east, like in the mid-state here, as we were going out, it was like the understory plants were mainly privet, honestly, bush honeysuckle is a lot of that going on. And then you start to get a little bit further, and I started to see the big three. It was hemlock, rhododendron, and American holly.
Yep.
Those were really the understory, and pines. Pines were there too. But they were the understory, and you could tell, I'm heading out east. We're starting to see rhodies growing naturally. Hemlocks just... I mean, there's some huge ones out in Gatlinburg for sure, but even a lot of them in the understory in the shade, very shade tolerant growing up with that. So it's funny how you can observe the plants to know kind of where you are in our state.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, let's observe these plants now, shall we?
What's in room with Caroline?
Where's Caroline?
Caroline, you look great today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Love what you've done with your hair.
Yes, I've gotten rid of it naturally. Yes, so what you can see here, Austin did a lovely job of putting these plants in here yesterday. Lots of blooming.
One in early this morning, Adam. That was that big star magnolia behind you.
Well, I didn't carry it in here. I was hurting it. I was harming it by moving past it.
Yeah.
He carried some petals with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so we've got star magnolias and behind me and in the corners there, which are not a native, but beautiful plant nonetheless. And they do bloom, this time of year generally. Depends on the weather. As soon as it warms up, they'll pop open. So, and that's what Austin was hinting at earlier. A lot of years when we have these really beautiful blooms, and then we get a freeze, and they're gone. So
they're hideous.
This year, I think we'll be okay. Looks like anyway. Looks like they'll have time to get through their bloom cycle. And then right beside those, we have the Edgeworthia, and as this kind of alludes to what we were talking about earlier. They are fragrant. They bloom before the leaves come out, which is similar to the native azalea that does grow here in Tennessee. But Edgeworthia is not native. It's from China and the Himalayas.
Does it have a common name that people know about?
Paperbush. Yeah, and it's fragrant. Now, it is zone 7.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of right on the edge there. Yeah, right on the edge. And then in the center there, we've got April Tryst. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yeah, Camellia. That's
Beautiful.
Camellia japonica, which, there's 2 basic species of camellia that we carry, and japonica is one of them, and it is the spring bloomer technically. Even though I have a Spring's Promise that bloomed last year in December.
Yeah, they're funny.
So gorgeous. I love that double bloom there. Is that double or semi-double? What are they?
I'd call it double.
I'd call it double. I know there's semi-double as well.
Beautiful.
Big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So really cool. And then down in front, we have a very, very common, you almost would say ubiquitous plant here in Middle Tennessee. We have Forsythia. This one's called Magical Gold, which is supposed to be a dwarf. I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So is there some spell that's been cast upon these to make them gold? Hence the name Magical. Is that just
I wish I knew. I wasn't there.
Certainly the size of the bloom.
Yeah, the bloom.
those are
I will
huge.
say that it is a bigger show than just the regular Forsythia.
The old timey variety.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
so
twice as big.
yeah. I will say that it's very, very showy. And then in the center there, you have, we were just talking about rhododendrons. That's PJM rhododendron, which I don't know that that's a particularly native variety, but very, very cool. They're one of the first ones to bloom. And the foliage actually has a very distinctive scent to it. Yeah, it's very aromatic.
There it is.
And depending on the weather, it can bloom for, a couple of weeks. If it turns off hot, they'll just, what happens? They just gone. So.
Yeah, and this is maybe a really banner year for those because
I think so.
Conditions are warm but not excessively so.
Right. That's what I'm hoping. That would be great for everybody that has them.
Yeah.
And then right behind that, kind of above them, we've got some phlox, which is, Austin was saying earlier, he's just started to bloom out in the landscape. I would imagine there's probably more in town that's already started blooming.
Probably.
This happens to be the pink variety there, called Fort Hill, I think is what that says on the tag there. There's blue ones, there's purple ones, there's white ones. So there's a whole range of colors, and they're a great ground cover to use in the front of a bed. in full sun or part sun.
Mhm.
And then behind those we have Veronica. This is a blue flowering, generally blue or purple flowering plant. This is called Georgia Blue. It is mounding / spreading. It's going to bloom for quite a while in the spring.
That little bitty teeny
Yeah,
tiny
really
blue.
dainty, but very, very cool blue flowers.
Mhm.
And then beside those, you'll see a coreopsis called Nana.
Yeah.
And Nana is what we call a Latin word for little or small.
Yep.
And so it's a dwarf variety. Yellow
Can you
flowers.
signal that one, Austin? Is that one over there?
Yeah, it's.
Ah, there it is.
Right there,
yeah.
Yep.
I'm hunting
So-
for it.
Cute.
I would imagine these were probably forced or in a greenhouse or
Yeah.
something, because these would not normally be blooming right now, but they're blooming here. So come in and get
Really
them.
great growth habit on those.
Oh yeah,
super
mounding, yes, tighter, doesn't tend to fall out like the Zagreb or the other taller varieties. And then in the center there we have a strawberry plant, which that's great.
Wow.
I have not. My strawberries have not done much yet.
No.
But, I would imagine those were forced as well. That's an ever-bearing strawberry, which we will carry in that size. That's a big size, but we usually carry them in like a 4-inch or a quart or a
Do
gallon.
they use means of extortion to force
Yes.
plants?
I think so. I think
Coercion, David. Coercion. Yes.
Oh,
think so.
they don't extort them. They
No.
just make them an offer they can't refuse.
Yes.
And that offer is heat and light.
Correct. Correct. And then we have on the ends and in the middle there, we've got blue-eyed grass, which is not really a grass. It is also blue flowering. It's kind of like an iris-like,
Ish,
I
yeah.
would say.
I think so too.
Very cool perennial. And then our perennial of the day is a hellebore, of course.
Yeah, buddy.
That was
This
the only one I could find that was blooming.
this
Everybody
is-
else took the ones that were blooming.
Yeah, we got a
Popping
lot
at
of
my
we got a
house.
lot of these in the last week, and they have flown out of here. But this is Mother of the Bride. It's a new variety, and actually, my lovely bride bought 2 of these earlier, and she said, "Oh yeah, we're going to plant these." I said, "Who's we?"
Yeah.
She speaks French?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I do love it though. It's
Yes.
apricot colored,
Awesome.
just beautiful flower. So
Question
go wrong.
about the Lintons. One of the neighbors, and you know how the neighbors can be, says you're not supposed to cut the old nasty foliage off. I
of the
said,
Linton Rose.
Yeah, I said, I'm cutting the
Yeah.
nasty off of my plants. I don't care
Definitely.
what you do.
Once it starts to push new growth, like just
Yes.
be with the new growth.
Well, it
Get
takes
rid
so
of the old
long
stuff.
for them to grow. I said, I don't want to look at that.
No, a lot of the times there's black spotty leaves on the old stuff. Like, no,
Yeah.
get rid of
Ice
that.
burned.
Yeah. I just did that this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
clean them up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All
It's a
right.
beautiful room.
Gothic
Yep.
Park on YouTube says, great selection of plants, guys.
Everybody's got to
Thank
have
you,
a
bud.
hellebore.
Thank
I
you.
promise you, folks, if you haven't got one, you got to get a few.
Oh, we
yeah.
still probably have 60 back
Yeah,
there.
they're bulletproof,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we are moving to the final portion of the show where we're going to share some photos and emails.
All right. Throw it
So
up there.
let's start with Kay Matthews.
Hey, Kay.
I've been planting daffodils for 10 years in my little backyard. I also lined one corner with forsythia to complement the daffodils. Some of the bulbs I've rescued from abandoned homesteads, a few I've traded for, and very few I've purchased. I love this time of year.
Wow,
Beautiful.
That's a lovely
Absolutely
picture.
gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful.
gorgeous.
Uh-huh.
And compared to other bulbs, even if you're buying them, daffodils are a great investment because they bloom reliably year after year.
Decade.
That cannot be said for many other things like tulips and hyacinths.
I drive through the country all the time out there in Eagle, Vegas, and you can see where the old homes were.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
Because the daffodils
Uh-huh.
are still growing up the front of the sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I see it all over the place. I love it.
Someone should try sewing their family name in daffodils so it
Oh,
keeps
yeah.
coming up
I'll do that.
decade after decade. Yeah, you should.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we can see it from the
They
air.
would tend to get blurred over the course of time because they do produce more bublets, which makes them grow. So
Tiny bublets?
it would last for quite a while.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Tyler.
Okay, let's go in here to Alita's photo. I took these pictures this morning. This was actually morning of March 3rd. I have been told this is a weeping mulberry. I know it is at least 24 years old. I lost about a quarter of it a few years ago in one of our big freezes, just checking to see what your thoughts are.
Why
Yeah,
is it
that's
so
Weeping
sad?
Mulberry. Yeah.
Definitely weeping mulberry. You can tell that branching habit from a mile away.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's
Why
pretty.
is that?
I mean, it's
Continue
okay.
to prune the dead out of it
Yeah.
if you see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, looks like a healthy tree to me.
Got it back in good form.
It is.
It
in
looks good to
form.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, tidy. And well, I guess I didn't plug this photo in here. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can get it going real quick.
Mhm.
Well, one more note on weeping mulberries. They are you're probably not going to ever see fruit on those,
No.
like on the native mulberries, but they are quite a nice smaller ornamental tree. Now the head on those can get to be quite large.
Yes.
Big.
Uh-huh.
And although this particular specimen does not require any pruning at all, or even let alone severe pruning, once they get so big, you may have to go in there and really rein them in, because that head that's on that graft, and is a grafted form on top of a understock. That head will grow all the way to the ground if you allow it. So it will take a little bit of work.
Yep.
Mhm.
All
Are
right.
you ready, Tyler?
Yeah, I'm ready now. And this comes from Pam Eldridge. Good to
Pam.
see you this week, Pam.
Yeah, I saw you the
A
other
few
day.
porch plants are officially planted. Thank you, Caroline, for changing my opinion about heuchera. Your love for heuchera caused me to purchase 3, and now I love them too. So we got Carnival Cinnamon Stick, Carnival Cocoa Mint, and Red Lightning all together
Very nice.
Good job, Pam.
Oh yeah.
in a
Very
little.
Looks good.
Even though they do produce some flowers, the real show on heuchera obviously is the foliage. They
Yep.
are tremendous, and obviously that picture shows
Okay.
the wide range.
Sitting pretty in the winter. Yep.
Yep. And not just hellebore back there, y'all, but our heuchera game right now is
Oh, yeah.
money.
It
Money.
is.
Got a lot of them.
Yeah.
Good color.
Very good.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
we've covered as much territory as we could within an hour,
Uh-huh.
and I think we did a pretty good job of it. So
Yeah.
thanks for all the well wishes. For me, I'm planning on going well beyond 70.
Yeah, you
officially.
stay with us here,
Yes.
David Bates, because you're going to come back next Saturday morning for
Gonna
another
come back
edition of
next
Gardener.
Saturday.
Yep, I'll tell you what. Mary, thank you for the shout out about the Casa Pietra oil. I'm glad you like it.
Mary.
It's amazing. So, hey, for everybody here at Gardening Inside Out, we invite you to come out to the Bates Nursery and Garden Center today. It's a hive of activity. A bunch of
Oh, yeah.
stuff is in there new. You can see stuff in color. Hey, again, we appreciate you joining us Saturday mornings. Like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Watch for the podcast midweek, and because it's worth that notification that you see it there. See you next Saturday right here from the Green Room Studios at Bates Nursery and Garden Center.